Right now on News 3, pushing for change after an increase in gun-related incidents near a Madison high school.
And sitting atop the National League Central, reaction from the Brewers' big win over the Chicago Cubs. Straight ahead.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll have those stories in a few minutes.
Before that, rain is once again causing some problems across parts of our viewing area at this hour. We got a lot of it today. Let's get a look at our first alert forecast meteorologist, Dana Fulton in the Weather Center. Dana?
Hey, we are actually starting to finally dry up. Much of the showers moving east and clearing on out of here, but we did have quite a bit of rainfall today. Our totals anywhere from 2 to 3 inches for much of the southern side of Wisconsin. In Madison, we actually broke the record for our rainfall totals for October 1st. Just barely, but we happened to do it. Again, right now the showers are in the southeast corner of the state. Madison, we're just dealing with a drizzle right now. No heavy rain for us currently, and downtown under a cloudy sky. This is our Edgewater Sky Cam. Every other time tonight I've had a chance to look at it, we've had water droplets all over the camera. Again, right now we're just dealing with some drizzle, not really so much a rain event for us. High temperatures today were in the low 50s. It's about 10 degrees below average and nowhere near that record. A cool day for us. And tomorrow will be just slightly warmer, but will stay cloudy. And we're not looking at the rain threat. A little bit of a break for us to dry up for a little bit before the rain shifts back in as we head towards the rest of the week. We'll take a closer look at that full forecast in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. Luckily, the rain coming down around Madison today isn't quite as heavy as we saw during the summer.
But there are still some significant flooding concerns tonight in the southwestern parts of the state. Our Keely Arthur is live in Grant County. Keely, what are you seeing there?
That's right. We are just northwest of Platteville, just outside the town of Ellenboro. Now, if you head west down 81 right here about a mile, you usually can get into Ellenboro. Well, you can't do that right now, and let's take a look at why. Authorities say the Platte River started to raise very quickly after heavy rains today. They shut down Highway 81 at the Ellenboro Bridge at around 6:45. You can take a detour to get into the city still at Lancaster Road. Authorities say they were luckily able to shut down the road quickly enough so they didn't have to perform any water rescues, and there are no reports of other injuries or problems right now. But the situation in Grant County right now remains very fluid. We're hearing reports of other issues. Also in Belmont, we're hearing that there are road closures there as well. The sheriff's deputy who is down there right now blocking off this road said that he had to move his squad car back about 3 times already tonight because the water continues to rise. So everyone here should be really safe, especially if they're driving on the roads tonight. Back to you.
Keely Arthur reporting. Keely, thank you. A school resource officer was injured while breaking up a fight at West High School this morning. In a letter sent home to parents, it states that several girls were fighting in the hallway during class when the officer stepped in to separate them. There were no weapons involved, and the injury wasn't serious. This comes the same day as 2 of the 3 people arrested last week following a shooting near La Follette High School are in court for a bail hearing. Cash bonds were set at $50,000 for both 21-year-old DeJuan Briggs and 17-year-old Jamie Hayes. No charges have been officially filed yet. Those are expected on Wednesday when they're both scheduled to be back in court.
The Glendale neighborhood taking matters into its own hands after 2 shootings happened nearby. They held a community meeting tonight. Amy Reed shows us what they discussed.
To start things off, it's been a tough month for our police department, for our community, for the school district.
After a tough month for all, the Glendale community wanted answers. They may have seen the most. 2 shootings near La Follette High School, right where Bill Lancaster now calls home after moving to Madison within the last month.
Well, unfortunately, since we've moved to Madison, every week there's something in this area of the city, all over the city. It's unfortunate.
He came to this meeting to find out what police and the community know. He joins so many, the group had to move to the middle school to find a location that could fit them all. The group brought questions about the guns used in the shootings. Police said one is still missing. The other has a scratched off serial number. They also wanted to know what the school is doing to keep students safe. The school district saying the security upgrades will hit La Follette first. Other speakers took turns talking about how, as a community, this could be solved.
They got a ways to go after making dumb mistakes like that, but we're going to bring them back in. Because that's what we believe as a community.
That's exactly why the Neighborhood Association put the event together, because this affects them.
I drive through that area every day because I live over there. And so when I heard about it, I was pretty upset to hear that that happened.
Something they all agreed on, that this problem isn't just affecting the school. And if it's a community issue, then it needs a community solution.
I think we have to try to solve it. I don't know if we can prevent in all episodes, but certainly there are some common sense things that need to be done.
Many at the meeting said they were hoping Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham would be able to attend, but she wasn't there. The Glendale Neighborhood Association said they hope more organizations like this have meetings because they said this is a problem that goes beyond them.
Amy Reed joining us in studio tonight. Amy, thank you.
Madison police believe a man shot a woman before killing himself over the weekend. They were called to a townhome on Webb Avenue on Madison's east side Saturday. They found the bodies of 39-year-old James Tony Sykes and 34-year-old Sherry Waller. Waller's family says she was the mother of 5 kids. Madison police say Sykes has previous domestic crimes and was not legally able to buy a gun.
An elementary school in Fort Atkinson was put on an active intruder lockdown this afternoon after a man forced his way into the building with a dog and threatened to release it. Police responded to Luther Elementary School around 2:45 this afternoon. The district says the man did not have a weapon, did not enter any classrooms. Police arrested him within minutes of the initial call. They didn't release the name of the man or the charges he may be facing.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says he wants to build a new 50-acre solar panel farm near the airport. It's part of his 2019 executive budget introduced today. In a partnership with MG&E, the site would include 20,000 solar panels that he says could power up to a quarter of the county-owned facilities. Fans from all over Wisconsin are celebrating tonight after the Milwaukee Brewers defeated the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, many were watching at work this afternoon. Others made the trip south. And News 3's Rose Schmidt takes us to a place in Chicago where Wisconsinites can feel right at home.
It's hard to put into words just how excited these Brewers fans were as they ran here through these streets in front of Wrigley Field. Now, this is a game that everybody around here was watching, and a victory many of these Brewers fans were not expecting.
Wisconsin people are treated like royalty here.
It's a home away from home.
So this is Will's Northwoods Inn.
A place where all cheeseheads are welcome.
It's kind of weird. We have the best of both worlds. We're a destination spot for Wisconsin people, but we're also a great neighborhood bar.
And today,
it's kind of exciting. I wish we didn't have to come to this, but it's exciting nonetheless.
All eyes were on the Brewers-Cubs game. Kevin, while he runs a Wisconsin-themed bar, is a Cubs fan, but says he can appreciate both teams.
We've been doing this kind of thing for years. It's kind of like a sibling rivalry, like you and your brother went to a different school, and so you're fans of a different team.
It's just amazing that we have this opportunity. It was obviously a spectacular season.
And of course, Wisconsin fans will happily take the win.
I am very happy. Everybody's happy. You know, they could have won the division. The Cubs could have won the division weeks ago, and they stayed strong.
Jeremy made the 3-hour trek from Oshkosh for his first time at Wrigley Field, and it didn't disappoint.
It's a nice place. People are nicer than I'd imagine.
And while Brewers fans are looking toward the rest of the week, Kevin is thinking about a bit further down the road.
The weird thing is, even like during football season or baseball season, those Cub jerseys, those Brewer jerseys, all become Chicago Blackhawks jerseys, it seems like, when hockey season comes around, you know, and then we're able to root for the same team, so.
And while Brewers fans told me that they were excited and happy about the outcome of today's game, they're even more glad that there's more to come. In Chicago, I'm Rose Schmidt for WISC News 3.
And still ahead tonight, it's been 1 year since the deadliest mass shooting in American history.
We'll hear from a Wisconsin native who was at that concert in Las Vegas. Her story of survival and recovery next.
Will your law
A year ago tonight, Las Vegas was the scene of the worst mass shooting in American history.
Mezomanie native Kim Lenz was there. The Edgewood High School grad is now a California middle school principal. She was at the concert with friends, teachers, and staff from her school. And tonight, only on News 3, her story of survival, recovery, and remembrance. They are sounds etched in her mind forever.
We thought it was like fireworks or an electric short or something like that.
Soon, they were running for their lives.
And then we saw people running toward us, and someone in our group yelled, "Get down." And so we got down. And then the shooting paused, and so we got up and ran.
As more shots rained down amid the chaos, Kim became separated from her fellow school staff members.
When I realized that I was alone, it is strange in those moments. You just have this weird realization. And so I called my husband because I was worried I was going to get shot and that I would be alone. And I wanted to make sure I had someone on the phone that knew to call 911.
Once she found refuge in a nearby casino, she started to see the wounded.
You know, we all just jumped in trying to help people. There were people who'd been shot and people who were bleeding. And I think everybody was in so much shock. It was just sort of, you know, realizing that people needed help until paramedics and police got there.
I mean, I was panicked because I didn't know if she was okay.
1,700 miles away in Mezomanie, Kim's mom, Penny, started to watch the media reports, hoping she would get word from her daughter that she was safe.
I was just trying to keep my emotions in check, and I knew that if I talked to my mom, I would lose it.
When she finally did talk to me, we both fell apart. And part of it was relief. Oh my God, you're okay now. Physically, you're okay.
The emotional healing would take more time. Sandy Casey, a 35-year-old special education teacher at Kim's school, was among those killed.
5 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to call my district, and the information had gotten out, and you know, we were trying to reach Sandy's family, and it was chaotic.
It set in motion a year of recovery for a school, a community, and for Kim herself.
She now made it through this. Now how does she make it through the rest of it?
Kim went straight from the airport to the school to comfort students as they heard the news.
And so I walked around to every single classroom that morning, and then I went home and didn't come back till the following week because I was in no shape to be running the school at that point.
With a supportive district, through Kim's leadership and the power of Sandy Casey's memory, the healing slowly began.
She had a saying on her door, "Today is a good day for a good day." That's on almost every door in my school now.
6 months after the shooting, Kim's parents joined her on her first trip back to Las Vegas, visiting a memorial with a wreath and messages from Sandy's students.
You know, they think about her every day, and they have reminders of her every day, and they have certain things like they put flowers on her desk every week, every Monday, because that was something she did.
That whole trip to the memorial was very emotional. And for her to see people who were actually survivors and they shared stories. I was glad we got to go there with her.
And for Kim's own sense of closure, last weekend she joined other survivors at a Jason Aldean concert in San Bernardino.
It was just kind of nice to come together with people who had been through that together and, I said, finish what we started on October 1st.
She went with the people that she went to Vegas with, so of course they all went as a group.
You know, we lost 58. We lost 58 great people, so it's important to remember that and to remember them, but not just to grieve, but to celebrate their lives.
Her dog Maya helping comfort her there. Kim is also a cancer survivor. It nearly took her life 17 years ago, and Penny credits that in part with giving her daughter the strength to fight through this past year. The school will hold a celebration of Sandy Casey's life October 17th, dedicating benches in her memory engraved with her favorite saying, "Today's a good day for a good day."
Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now, and my goodness, we can just turn off the faucet now, please.
That would be ideal. If I could control it, I certainly would. But we are starting to dry up a little bit for much of the western side of the state and the central areas as well. But we do still have showers in that southeast corner. Now finally smoking Chicago. The Brewers got their game in, and now the rain's on the way for Milwaukee and Chicago. But we're dry for most of Dane County right now. Some light mist certainly possible, some light drizzle possible, but no major rain expected for us overnight. Again, the rain really shifting towards that southeast corner of the state. Overall today we picked up quite a few inches in Madison. We actually broke the record for October 1st, picking up just over 1.5 inches for us. We had this tight band where we saw our highest accumulation totals as some of those storms trained each other for just a little bit when they follow each other one after another. So we watch our totals just climb and climb and climb for the course of several hours as opposed to just one heavy downpour picking up a lot of totals. So that's where that line comes from. And the further south or north you go of that line, your totals start to decrease. In central Wisconsin, barely picking up just about 1/2 inch near the Dells. Those showers all thanks to a front just south of the state, continuing to send that moisture right up in our direction. The cloud coverage as well. If that front would have crossed over, we would have had a greater chance for severe weather, and that just wasn't in the cards, thank goodness, for us today. So the rain continues to move east. Overnight, we are looking at a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures will not move around too much for us, just because of the clouds overhead. We'll start off the morning in the mid to low 50s. Tomorrow afternoon will be just a little warmer. We may get some pockets of sunshine late in the afternoon and in the evening, and then the clouds build right back in for us on Wednesday. We're looking at a cloudy start with a little more sun in the afternoon. Temps will be in the mid 70s. We finally climb below average, and we may see some stronger thunderstorms in the afternoon because we will be so warm. A little bit of moisture with that warmer air in place could lead to some stronger storms moving in. Our severe potential stays low heading into Wednesday. Tonight, we do still have just a marginal risk to see some heavier downpours, especially again towards that southeast corner where the rain's still falling. But notice as it still crosses the edge into the Wisconsin from Illinois, that marginal risk for us now is really just some flooding concerns from all the rain that we've had, and as everything flows downstream, could be just an issue. So we are going to keep our alert day in effect for tonight. The biggest concern still, of course, flooding for us. Downtown Madison, finally, my sky cam doesn't have water droplets all over it, just clouds right now. Temperature-wise today, we climbed into the mid-50s. It's 10 degrees below average, so it was just a little chilly outside, and we are sitting closer to 52 right now with the rain still drizzling, misty for us in Madison. I was just outside, and that's what it was like. Didn't even need an umbrella. So we are going to slowly dry up with a few little isolated scattered rain spots. Tomorrow in the mid-60s for our afternoon highs. We'll be warming up a little bit tomorrow, and the same goes as we head into Wednesday again, but then we become a little more mild by the end of the week and towards the weekend. Our rain chances, though, hit and miss, on and off, however you want to spin it. We are not out of the woods just yet. We are looking at the chance to continue to see showers at least almost every day in the next 7 days. Thursday, though, is the best opportunity for us to really get some sunshine in the forecast for Thursday.
Oh, we need that.
Yes.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thanks, Dana. The Brewers win the National League Central Division Championship. The highlights from an amazing day at Wrigley Field coming up.
The Brewers are the National League Central Division champions thanks to a win in Game 163 today, 3-1 over the Cubs in a tiebreaker game at Wrigley Field. Yesterday is October 1st, and the Brewers will continue playing October baseball for at least another week. Yuli Chastain pitched great, except for one pitch, that one. Anthony Rizzo hits a rope against the wind and into the right field seats to tie the game at 1 in the bottom of the 5th. This was a classic playoff game, though. In the 8th, the Brewers take control. Lorenzo Cain and Ryan Braun with RBI singles. Orlando Arcia, who had 4 hits, scored the go-ahead run on Cain's single. Christian Yelich had 3 hits, too, and he won the National League batting title. 3-1 Brewers. They let Josh Hader close the door for the last 6 outs. Last one a little scary, but Rizzo's fly ball isn't nearly as deep as that other one. Keon Broxton makes the catch. The Brewers are National League Central Division champions with a 3-1 win over the Cubs.
8 in a row to end it, seven in a row just to get to this game. That's a thrill, and we earned it. You can't say we've earned it. That's the bottom line.
That's a great feeling. We show. Nobody believes in us, and we show this year is going to be a big year for us. We've been battled for this moment the whole year, and we finally got it. Now we got to keep going.
The Brewers won't know their opponent in the NLDS until tomorrow. The Dodgers beat the Rockies, so Colorado plays the Cubs in the National League wildcard game tomorrow night at Wrigley Field. Then that winner faces the Brewers in the next round starting Thursday, I should say, at Miller Park. The Packers beat Buffalo 22-0 yesterday, but you'd never know it hearing Aaron Rodgers after the game. Rodgers said the Packers were terrible on offense because they had only 22 points, despite rolling up over 400 yards of offense. Some have now suggested it's part of a growing rift between Rodgers and head coach Mike McCarthy. Today, McCarthy addressed those perceptions.
I have good relationships, proper relationships with all my players. So Aaron and I have gone through a lot of years together. So I feel good about our relationship. I think you'll always recognize individuals' frustration with the ability to have the day that that you hope to have all the time.
The Badger football team hosts Nebraska at Camp Randall Saturday night at 6:30. Now, Nebraska isn't Nebraska this season. The Cornhuskers have lost all 4 games under new head coach Scott Frost. But after what happened to the Badgers against BYU, they're not going to take any team lightly.
You plan on each week, getting that team's best shot, and you watch the film, and our kids have already watched a lot of their film, and you see, what they're capable of being, and that's a really good football team. I think a big part of preparation is getting yourself and us as a team ready, knowing that you're going to get that team's best shot.
And that Badger football game at Michigan a week from Saturday, October 13th, will be a 6:30 p.m. Central start with the game televised on ABC. Prep Mania High School football game of the week Friday night. Stoughton at Monona Grove will be live from Monona Friday night at 7 on TBW and channel3000.com. And we'll be right back.
Dana's here with a final check of your forecast.
Yeah, so we had a lot of showers today, but the good news that rainfall now starting to shift east for us. We're just looking at clouds overnight. Tomorrow we'll have clouds, a little bit of sun later on in the evening, and temperatures will be warmer in the mid-60s. Wednesday right now looks quite warm for us, close to 80 for afternoon highs with some storm chances in the afternoon, and then we'll stay mellow and a little rainy for the rest of the week.
Dana, thank you. Thank you for joining us for News 3 at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.